flammable city, the scene of some 50,000 fires a year, most of them accidents. But we like to make sure. At this warehouse fire, a clue was found by the firemen on the scene. A homemade fuse, delayed action type. Very crude and very effective. Smells strongly of turpentine. Conclusion? This fire was no accident. The investigation of arson is usually left to the fire department. But this time they sent me, a lady cop.
There's a lot of excitement around here this morning.
What about?
We had a fire in the warehouse last night. Ruined all the stuff.
Did you see it?
No. I go off at 6. Third floor. It's down the corridor and to your left.
Yes. I'm Betty Sherwood. I was sent by the Century Employment Agency.
You can go in now.
Thank you. The department always has a special reason for assigning a policewoman to a case. I didn't like that reason.
You are the policewoman?
That's right, Mr. Risco.
Ah. The fire marshal told me you'd be coming. I haven't said anything to any of the others.
Good.
You've seen her?
The dark-haired girl near the entrance?
Yes, that's the one. Now, you understand, I'm not accusing her of setting the fire. I don't happen to believe that just because of something in somebody's past that...
Well, I agree with you completely, Mr. Risco. I'm here to check on her actions, not to convict her. Quite frankly, I hope she's innocent.
So do I.
One other thing. How many people have keys to this building besides Michelle?
Well, the whole office staff, of course, including myself. I suppose I'd be a suspect if I hadn't been in Miami last night.
I suppose so.
Well, shall we get started? Jenny, Miss Sherwood will be working with us here for a while. Have her help Michelle with the invoice file.
Yes, Mr. Risco.
Thank you.
You'll have to bear with us today. Everything is a little confused around here.
I heard there was an accident.
It was fire. Not so sure it was an accident. Would you like to see $100,000 worth of ashes? There's a passageway to the warehouse in the corridor.
No, thanks. I don't like any part of fires.
Most normal people don't. Fire department called me last night. They want to know Mr. Risco's address in Miami. It's a good thing I was home.
Do you live nearby?
Bayshore, Long Island. I'm one of those 90-minute commuters. Michelle, this is Betty Sherwood. She's going to help you with the invoice file. Show her what to do.
All right.
If there's anything you need, ask me.
Thanks.
This was the main reason for my assignment. Michelle Holland, age 27, former patient at the state mental hospital.
You been here long? Almost a year. You like it?
Mr. Risco's a wonderful boss.
Oh, wonderful how?
Oh, 3-week vacations, lots of office parties. We're having one this Friday, if they go through with it after the fire. The 25th anniversary of the firm.
Oh, business must be good.
Not lately.
Got the stencil finished?
Almost, Paul.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is Betty Sherwood, Paul.
Are you black or regular?
Mm-hmm.
Your coffee, you take a black or regular?
Oh, I take it regular.
We had a fire.
Yeah, I heard.
Must have been a beaut. I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, where were you?
Playing handball at my club.
Your club?
That exclusive one on 63rd Street. The YMCA. You must have seen the fire, Michelle.
How could I have seen it?
Well, you said you were going to work late last night.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, but you told me you had to stay late.
Here's your stencil, Paul.
Are there any good places to eat around here?
I'll show you one that's only medium bad.
Thanks. It didn't take another fire to melt the ice, just a quiet lunch, a brisk walk with some pleasant conversation, and a lunch hour shopping spree. She was easy to like.
By the time we got back to the office, I'd made a friend who invited me to her apartment that night.
And be careful what you say to Jenny, because she'll act very sweet and try to get you to confide your secrets. And when you least expect it, you'll find 6 inches of tempered steel in your back.
She doesn't seem the type.
Oh, did you hear her remarks today about fire not being an accident? Oh, it was meant for me.
Now, what do you care what Jenny says, as long as you can account for your time last night?
Well, that's just it. I don't think I can.
Well, where were you last night?
I worked in the office till about 7 o'clock. I had some filing to catch up with. When I finished, I locked the place up and I took a subway uptown. I had a bite in the cafeteria, the one on 57th Street, and then I went to a concert at Carnegie Hall.
Would anybody see you there?
Absolutely nobody.
Did you have a cancel ticket?
I threw it away.
Well, what was playing at the concert, Michelle?
Vladimir Perevsky is appearing with the Philharmonic this week.
Oh, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Jenny really thinks I started the fire.
Well, why should Jenny single you out for suspicion?
It's not hard to figure out. She knows I was a patient in a mental hospital.
I see.
Does that frighten you, Betty?
Frighten me? No. Why should it? Why, there are lots of people who need mental help.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. Is it 12? Never can remember. Figures don't help much when it happens to you.
What did happen to you?
I guess it's not an unusual story. I fell in love with an older man. And the doctor says he was a father image. He wasn't like my father at all. He was sweet and considerate of me. We talked about getting married. I guess I believed in him more than anyone in the world. Then I found out it was all a lie. He had a wife and a family in Boston. Just like here, cracking open under my feet. I kept falling. Falling. Nothing to hold on to. They found me sitting on the floor of my bedroom. I was laughing. And all around me were these beautiful dresses I just pulled from the closet and burned.
On this assignment, I found myself in a 9-to-5 job wrestling with the crowd.
Morning.
Come here, Betty. I opened Michelle's drawer to find some paper clips. Look what I found. A can of turpentine and a carton of matches.
What's so strange about that?
What would she be doing with turpentine and matches? She doesn't even smoke. does she, Paul?
I never seen her smoke.
See?
Oh, Jenny, I think you're jumping at conclusions. Well,
These are things that could wind up in anybody's desk.
They didn't wind up in anybody's desk. They wound up in hers. I see that girl was... Come here, Joe. Look what I found on Michelle Holland's desk.
What's going on? You think she set the fire?
Well, I don't like to accuse anybody of anything, but I know something I bet the rest of you don't.
What's that?
Well, supposing I were to tell you that Michelle was once a patient in a mental hospital.
No kidding.
Does Mr. Risco know?
Sure he knows. But you know how good-hearted he is. He says, so what, as long as she's cured? Well, listen, how do we know she's cured? That girl's a danger to our lives. Why don't we all get together and go to Mr. Risco and demand that he fire this girl?
Okay, I mean...
Now, wait just a minute. We have...
Is the elevator stuck again, Joe? What is it?
It's these, Michelle.
What about them?
Oh, you can stop pretending now. We've a pretty good idea of what happened the other night.
You listen to me, Mrs. Jenny Kane. I am sick and tired of all your innuendos and accusations. You just keep your nose in your own affairs.
My life is my own affair, and I've got a right to protect it.
You've no right to touch other people's property.
What's all the racket?
Come here and look for yourself, Mr. Risco.
Are these yours, Michelle?
Of course they're mine, Mr. Risco. I keep matches in my desk because the salesmen are always asking for a light. And I bought the turpentine when I was painting my apartment. It's not even open.
Half full.
Somebody else must have opened it. I never did. I'm telling the truth. Doesn't anyone believe me? Paul? Betty? Mr. Risco.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I don't know what to believe. Want to set the place on fire?
Well, I'm not sure she did, Mr. Risco, but I do know this much. If she did, there was a very good reason. Something that sparked a lot of old hatred.
But what could it be? She's always seemed happy in her work. I paid her well.
Has she had any love affairs lately?
How should I know?
Perhaps in the office with an older man?
You're not implying...
Don't get upset, Mr. Risco. It's just that we like to look under every stone.
I assure you that I've had nothing whatsoever to do with Michelle on a personal basis. Ever. I'm a happily married man.
Thanks.
Miss Jones?
Yes.
Are you going to arrest her?
Well, I think that may be a little premature.
You realize, of course, that I'm going to have to let her go. My other employees demand it.
That's entirely up to you, Mr. Risco. But I suggest you wait a few days.
May I ask why?
Well, there are 4 other people who have keys to this building besides Michelle. They all have alibis for the night of the fire. I like to check alibis, Mr. Risco. It's a hobby of mine.
With the help of the fire marshal staff, we did a thorough check on all the suspects. Confirmed, Mr. Risco was in Miami the night of the fire. Confirmed, Jenny Kane was at home in Bayshore, Long Island. Confirmed, Paul Williams, the office boy, was playing handball at the YMCA.
3 suspects cleared. 2 left unaccounted for.
You going to the office party tomorrow?
No.
Mr. Risco's decided to have it.
I don't know. I hadn't given it much thought.
They're usually pretty good. What do you think of Michelle setting fire to the place?
Oh, what makes you think she did it?
Well, you saw the can of turpentine, didn't you?
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't exactly prove anything.
Does to me. Besides, can she account for her time?
Well, it's not always easy to account for your time.
It is. If you're innocent.
All right. Now, let's say somebody accused you of setting fire. Can you account for your time?
Sure. I was down at Grady's bar.
Yeah, did anybody see you there?
Nobody. Just the police department of the city of New York. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, sure, you can trust me, Joe.
Well, I got a little high that night, and, well, I tossed a bottle right through Grady's window, so he called the cops, and I spent the night in jail. But, you won't say anything, will you?
Oh, no. No, I won't say anything. The police blotter proved that Joe was arrested the night of the fire. Time of arrest, 8:53 p.m. 7 minutes before the fire broke out. But suppose he used a delayed action fuse. Got to Grady's bar, smashed the window before the fire broke out.
Impossible, Casey.
Why?
I saw this fellow when they brought him in. He was so polluted you could hardly stand near him. It would take 3 hours of concentrated drinking to get that stewed. And I mean concentrated.
All right. Thanks, Bill. A girl named Michelle. One more suspect to talk to.
There's nothing to talk about.
Where are you going?
Don't know. I'll make up my mind when I get to the bus station.
I think you're making a big mistake, Michelle. If you leave now, they won't suspect that you're guilty anymore. They'll be sure of it.
I didn't know there was any doubt left.
There is, as far as I'm concerned.
You had a funny way of showing it this morning.
I'm willing to help you if you let me.
How?
Well, let's go over everything you did that night you left the office. The supper, the concert, the way you came home. Maybe some way we'll find a clue to your alibi.
There's no way to prove it. I told you that.
Michelle,
Please go away and leave me alone.
Michelle,
Go away!
Michelle, isn't this...
Give me that.
Now, wait a minute. Well, this is dated Monday night. The night before the fire. Michelle, you lied to me. Why?
I had to lie.
Because you were guilty?
No.
Where were you the night of the fire?
I worked in the office till 9. I was ready to leave when I smelled smoke. I went down the passageway to the warehouse. I saw the fire, but I got scared. I ran out into the street and I pulled the alarm, and then I hid in an alley. I hid there most of the night.
What were you scared of?
You never came out of a mental hospital trying to adjust. You get a job and everything's great for a while. And then they find out. And you know when they do. They start looking at you in a funny way. And then something happens, like a coat is missing or money is lost. You know, the first one they'll blame is you. I had to make up an alibi. I just had to.
I understand, Michelle.
I didn't want to lie to you, Betty. Honest, I didn't. But I know how people think about mental illness. I've been hurt so many times. They'd only understand that it is an illness, like Mr. Risco's liver trouble or Joe's diabetes. That People can be cured.
What'd you say?
People can be cured.
No, wait. Before that, something about... Did you say Joe had diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure of that?
Mm-hmm. I've seen him giving himself those insulin shots.
Michelle, I don't think you're going to have to run away. I think I can promise you that.
What do you mean?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Well,
What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to go home and get a good night's sleep. You do the same. Tomorrow we're going to go to an office party.
Showing up here.
Well, as long as she's here, let's try to make her feel welcome, Janet.
Oh, I intend to, Mr. Risco. I certainly intend to. Hi, Betty. Can I fix you a drink?
No, thanks. I brought my own supplies.
Oh. Did you bring your own supplies, or shall we send out for some turpentine?
You wait there.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, that's fancy footwork, Paul.
Well, how's everything going, Miss Sherwood?
Oh, it's going along just fine, Mr. Risco. It's just about all wrapped up. Hi, Joe.
Hi. Want to take something good?
Oh, no, I've got something better than that. Just for you and me.
Sounds interesting.
Come on. There's my baby. Huh. Think she looks like me?
Yeah. You can see the resemblance.
Come on, chug a luck.
Thanks. I've already had a few.
Oh, Joe, you're not even an inch off the ground.
Look, I still got work to do.
Oh, don't worry about them. Let them walk down. The exercise will do them good.
Okay. It's good stuff.
Oh, Joe, you didn't even touch it. Come on, I want to see you get high. I want to see you get real high.
I'm not in the mood now.
Don't be an old party poop. What are parties for? You know, I bet you're great when you're high. What are you scared of, Joe? You've been high before.
Yeah. Sure, but I do.
You know, like the night you threw the bottle through Grady's bar? I bet you were as high as a Jupiter that night. Oh, were you, Joe? Or did you just make the policeman think you were high?
I don't know what you're talking about.
How'd you make him think you were high, Joe? Like this?
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I
Cut it out!
didn't get high, Joe. Real high.
Cut it out! Cut it out!
Isn't this how you always get high, Joe?
Are you nuts or something? Cut it out!
You didn't get drunk that night or any other night. At least not since you've had diabetes. I may not be a doctor, Joe, but I do know this much. A diabetic can't get drunk. It upsets the sugar balance in the blood. It would have killed you, Joe.
Okay, so I can't get drunk. So what?
That's right. So you faked a drunk act. You got yourself arrested before 9 o'clock. So the police wouldn't tie you in with the fire. Who put you up to it, Joe? Who paid you to burn down the warehouse?
That'll be quite enough, Miss Jones. You're coercing this young man.
Shut up, Mr. Risco! Shut up! If you think that I'm going to take any rap for your lousy insurance claim, you're out of your mind.
All right. Get over here, both of you. Don't be alarmed. I'm a policewoman. I'm making an arrest.
Oh.
The next time you're involved in a crime, leave the detective work to the pros. You saw them with proof. Not prejudice. Get me police headquarters, please. Mr. Risco's books. We'll go over them for evidence for possible motivation for arson. That's the technical side of the case. The human side is Michelle, a young woman who proved that it's possible for a mentally ill person to be completely cured. Tomorrow she'll be out looking for a job. I hope she finds a good one. A place where people are enlightened about things like mental illness
If she comes to your office, give her a break.